subterráneos donde vive el underground.
What up, Subterranean Craniums? This is Roxrite, representing the Renegades, Blood BC1 All-Stars and Squadron here in Boston for the Floor Lords anniversary. So I started breaking in 1995. Throughout the years, I was more into the competitive side of breaking. So the first couple of years there was no contest, so I learned how to just battle people and just ciphers without having judges or nothing. So I learned how to just battle people on more like an authentic level of conversation and exchange of movement, right? That way you learn how to grow and develop. In '98, I entered my first contest. From there on, I stayed competing. So I would work a real job, compete on the weekends, go back to work, go on the weekend. So I was winning battles that way for many years. Eventually, I won some big world championships, and that started getting the recognition for something like BC1. So you had to win certain battles to get recognized. So in 2006, I made it to the BC1. I got third place. The next year, I went back to win. I got second place. So I made the finals, but I lost. From there, they made a documentary called Turn It Loose, and that really opened the doors for me to work with Red Bull more. And from there, we were able to create the Red Bull BC1 All-Stars, which led to an endorsement, one of the first of its kind in 2010. So, I mean, I think through competition and my story and build-up of my lifestyle and the way I grew into this whole movement is what really helped me get endorsed. You know, it's not an easy process. It took me like 15 years to get sponsored, you know. A lot of kids nowadays are getting the opportunity a lot sooner, but that's the point, right? We're trying to open the doors for companies to acknowledge the talent that some of these kids have around the world. So, you know, it's a process. You got to commit, you got to stay with it, but you got to, you know, build your name through the actual skill that you have. Don't just build it based on like, you know, like fame and shit. Like actually get the respect from the scene, get the respect from your peers, and I think that'll push you a long way within the game. And once you get sponsored and shit like that, like people are gonna acknowledge it more and respect it more because you have their back and they support you like that. So yeah, it takes time, man, but you gotta just commit to it. Yeah, you know, I think hip hop now is in a different state of being. I think you have the core base, the grassroots base, where a lot of people are very connected within all the elements of the movement, right? But I think at times we have lost a bit of the connection because the MC and the B-boy, the graffiti artist and the DJ, they all kind of have become subcultures in a way, and they're a little bit more disconnected than ever before. Before everybody united, and there was community within all elements, and now I feel that side of it has kind of slowly vanished. There's still some people that do it, but it's hard to say whether it'll go back to it one day. I would love to see it go back to that, but to be honest, I feel like there's money coming to play, you know, different things coming to play where everything kind of just lives on its own. It's still under the umbrella of hip-hop, but they're all little subcultures of the movement, right? Which is kind of whack to say in a way, but that's kind of what it is now, you know? The MC doesn't come to B-boy jams, the B-boy don't really go to the MC stuff. You know, the graffiti artists and somewhat still connected with the scene, the breaking scene. But yeah, it's kind of, a lot of guys don't get into it because of hip-hop more. They only get into it because of what they see, right? They see somebody performing or rapping and it's like, oh, I want to get signed, I want to, you know, make a record, make some hits and make some ends, right? And in breaking, it's like, oh, I want to travel like him, I want to be sponsored like him. So the purpose is different, whereas before, we would get into it and it was a whole movement and the kids in your neighborhood were all either MCs, DJs, artists, or B-boys, and everybody kind of mingled together, you know. Now it's kind of, you see it all on YouTube or online, and you just connect with what you see, so you don't really study the whole thing that stands behind the movement, right? So breaking is only one element of this whole culture, and you see just breaking, but you don't go deeper to understand everything that created that, right? And that's hip-hop. But yeah, I don't know, I mean, eventually kids will catch on to it again, I hope. Our goal is to actually individually just go out there and do our job to teach and educate the world on what hip-hop is to us. And for me, I try to teach it as a culture and not just a dance, you know? So yeah, it's fucking hard, but hopefully one day it'll go back to it.